excited for today's project. This is something I've been looking forward to for quite some time, and this week we are making it happen. It's all coming into fruition and I am so pleased about it. So this is our Little Library, and if you're unfamiliar with Little Free Library, it's essentially this movement, if you will, and nonprofit, and essentially what you do is you create these sort of miniature libraries to put in front of your home, your school, and your business, maybe whatever property you have, and you want to kind of create this community lending library. And I've seen some people use it as a library, or some people will use it as a seed exchange or a food bank. There really are so many different ways you can bring this to life, but we're definitely going to make ourselves a little cute book nook. And this is what we have so far. We started by, I actually ordered this house from Etsy. You can order the kits or already pre-constructed homes from littlefreelibrary.org, or you can make it yourself or buy it from a carpenter or an Etsy shop. So I found this really adorable one from an Etsy shop. I love the size of it. It really fits well for our space. And I love this detail at the front. So I'm really pleased with it. And it also had the option to add on this aluminum roof, which I think will be very handy because we live in Florida, which the weather here, it is something else. There's definitely some harsh sun, some harsh hurricanes, lots of rain, especially in the summer, super humid. So I thought having this tin roof option would be very beneficial just to help preserve it. And the first step was to paint our house. So it came just with the raw wood, and I added 3 coats of outdoor quality paint. It's really important that you use exterior paint so that it will be able to withstand the weather conditions. So that's what I did. I added 3 coats of that, and then today I might caulk it as well. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still going back and forth and debating that, but I'm glad we got the painting out of the way. And then we went over to Lowe's because I ordered the pre-constructed house, but I don't have a post for it. You can purchase a post from the Little Free Library, but we figured we were able to do that ourselves since we didn't make this ourselves fully. So we're gonna try to install the post today. And this project is a great example of, in my mind, I was like, oh, this will just be like a one-day project, easy peasy, no worries. But it definitely has been a lot more involved than I anticipated, but the process is super fun, and this would be a really fun project to do with family members, loved ones, kids, or your community. So I think it is such a beautiful community building activity. So I'm really, really excited about it. And I also went over to Hobby Lobby after Lowe's so that I could get some embellishments so we can make it the coziest little house, and I have lots of ideas for it. So let me show you what I found. I was having too much fun at Hobby Lobby. They have this whole section for doll houses specifically, but I thought that would work nicely for this house because it's pretty much dollhouse size. And I specifically had my heart set on getting windows, which we were able to find, and they're just these wooden cutout windows. I actually have 2 of them outside because I painted them already. I'll grab them in a second and we'll go ahead and put them on the sides of the house, but I wanted to paint them blue to match our door, and this is the same color blue as our personal front door, so I thought that was cute to sort of match it, and it can look like a miniature version of our home. So we found the windows, and I also wanted to mention they had tons of knobs because this house came with a cute little wooden knob, but I did want to add a little bit more character. But I already ordered a knob from Amazon, so I didn't get any from Hobby Lobby, but they actually had so many cute ones, so I was kind of bummed that I already got one, but this is the one I have, which I still love. It is a beautiful butterfly. Hopefully, I don't think it's in focus, is it? Here, let me get that all squared away. I'm like nice up close and personal for you. There we go. It's still very, very beautiful, and I'm excited about it. So we're gonna put this knob on the handle, and then we are also going to, well, I was thinking of some way to put, little free library so that people know that this is something they can enjoy. It's not just for our use, it's for everybody's use. So I want people to kind of get the gist that they're allowed to take a book from it. So I got these wooden tags, and I might write on this, take a book, leave a book, or lending library, something like that. There's a bunch of different shapes, which I thought was nice, so we have different options. And then I also got these wooden letters. Oops, one of the bags broke, so they're flying everywhere. But these are kind of cute, so I might use these to write book nook or library. So we have that as an option. I also found this little potted plant rack. It kind of looks like a window box, so I think I'm gonna glue this at the bottom of one of the windows we put to the side. And then I also found these cute little butterfly picks. Clearly I love butterflies. And I have this idea, we'll see how it looks. It might look a little funky, but it may look even more charming. I have this idea to put Spanish moss on the roof, so it almost looks like a turf roof, living roof. And we have so much Spanish moss where we live, and I think it would actually do well on the house because it just doesn't like to be super wet and on the ground. So I think it would get enough airflow on the top of the house. So that could look quite nice. So I'll play around with that. But I think the next step I want to work on is reattaching all the handles, because when I painted, I took out all of the screws and handles, and I also want to install our butterfly knob, and then we'll go from there. The big task is going to be installing the post and making it super secure. So I'll take you through all of those details, but I'm excited to work on this project with you all. Everything secured for the most part. I am waiting to put in our plexiglass window, or this is the part that just goes in front on the door where you can see the books peeking through. And I'm kind of hesitating on this because I may actually want to write little free library on here with, I'll do a cutout vinyl piece with my Cricut. I think that could look really nice and simple and clear and would be a great spot for it. So I'm leaning towards that instead of using the block letters or the tag I purchased, but I might use those for something else along the side, or I don't know, even on the post, I could put one of those tags. That actually might be the perfect spot for it. We'll be able to better visualize that once we have the post installed. But now I'm just gonna move on to adding some additional embellishments. So I have this scalloped wood piece that I actually got for a Christmas project that I never ended up using. So I'm going to use this on the edge of the roof line. I don't need to put it in the front because we already have this cute detail here. So I'm gonna put it on both sides and just cut the piece to fit the side accordingly. And I think I'm gonna attach this with either wood glue or super glue. I think both will work really well. So we'll do that. And then here's our windows. Let me give you a good look at these. Like I said, they match the door and they're really cute. And to make them appear more window-like, I thought of using this extra wallpaper we have. We installed this wallpaper in our guest bedroom, and we have this like small strip of the color still, and it's actually peel and stick. So I'm thinking of taking a piece of this and then putting it behind the window so it sort of looks like a reflection, so it's not just the white edge of the house as in the window pieces. So I think that could look quite nice. So we'll play around with that, and then I'll also start seeing how the moss on the roof looks. finished digging a ginormous hole. I don't think you can tell how deep it is. It's very impressive. This is the, oh wait, how big is it?
2 feet 4 inches.
It's a 2 feet 4 inch hole. It's crazy.
4 inches will be filled with gravel.
Yeah, so he's gonna lay the gravel down
And
now.
then the post will actually be in 2 feet.
And that the gravel's good for drainage, basically. That's the whole point of adding the gravel to the bottom, so that when it rains, it has some drainage.
So the water's not just sitting at the bottom of the wood. It's draining through the gravel into the earth.
Yes, very smart. So that's what's going on with all this dirt. Of the roof with the moss, and I didn't really secure it safely. I just am sort of resting it on there, and there's a little bit of stickiness on this side already from some tape that was there, so I think I might just put it all over the roof because I do think it's kind of a charming addition and adds some texture and a nice element, and it is really authentic to our landscape. So I think I'm just gonna add some more, make it a little bit more dense and add it on the other side. And then if we decide later on that we're not a huge fan of it, it's easy to remove. I think it is so whimsical and endearing to have this moss instead of the aluminum, but again, nothing is permanent with this little library. I'm sure it'll evolve and I'll keep adding stuff to it, and I'm especially excited to decorate it for the seasons. I forgot we had these little butterfly picks. That sells me on the moss even more. Oh my goodness, so enchanting. I love it. Okay, she is almost complete. I am so excited about this little library. It really is a dream come true, and it has been such a nice project to work on together and be creative with it. So it's been very enjoyable. Definitely a longer process than anticipated, but super enjoyable. But all we have left now is to secure some of the parts, and then Brandon's almost finished with the post outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint it once he's finished with that. And then I also wanna make the little sign because we have our little library sign with the vinyl right here, but then I also wanna just have a little call to action, CTA, take a book, leave a book, or something to that, what's the word I'm looking for? To that notion that that's what you do with this little library in case someone isn't familiar. So that's what we have left, but we're getting really close. thank you so much for joining me as we piece together our little free library. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful if you are maybe creating one for yourself or for your community. But I will be sure to include all of the resources and tools that we used to create ours, and feel free to leave any questions below. Of course, we're not experts, but we would love to help you create your little library as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well and have a beautiful rest of your day.